I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure you did. There was a football team, the Los Angeles Chargers, traveling down to Dallas. They were just hanging out in their hotel room. 15 players decided to get on their elevator. And then they got stuck somewhere between the 3rd and the 15th floor. I don't know how you can't identify that. But it was 15 of them in there for 2 hours. And then they got out. They all had their shirts off. They were sweaty. Jim Harbaugh goes, and Justin Herbert came out like a true leader. Didn't have a drop of sweat on him. He was cool, calm, and collected. So somehow they try to spin that. But I have a question for you. Based on the Taiwan Walker thing, if you were stuck in an elevator with a team for 2 hours, who's the one player you do not want in that elevator?
Does it have to be Philadelphia?
No, it can be anywhere.
Because I would never want to be stuck in an elevator with Von Miller.
What do you mean?
You remember it? He has a gas issue.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
No,
where
I
he
didn't know
farts
that. I knew he
all-
had chickens.
No, he farts all the time.
Oh.
Remember he did Dancing with the Stars and literally his partner had to like ask him to stop and he said it's a medical condition. Like I would not want to be in an elevator with Von Miller.
Guess what, Vaughn? I can't smell. I'm cool with you, baby.
You'd be fine. Yeah.
Talk some edge lineman work. Yeah, we'll be good.
Have you ever been stuck on an elevator?
No, that'd be scary as hell.
It happened one time to me.
Oh, you got stuck?
It was probably the best timing. It was coming back from a party. It was a Thursday night at Temple. And it was at the dorm room, and we were all wasted, and like we ended up having fun while we were stuck on the elevator. If I was sober, I probably would have freaked out. But I will say,
you're an claustrophobic guy.
When they opened the elevator and they started, we had to climb out, or they were pulling us out. I was thinking of, oh man, if this drops, I'm split. I'm done.
Yeah.
If this drops while I am getting through,
What floor was it on? Did you ever find out?
7th floor. Oh, it was right before we got to our 7th floor destination.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And by the way, the Harbaugh quotes were weird.
Yeah, super weird.
He said, I wish I was in there with them. Like
I kind of love it, though.
you want to talk about rooting for people to fail? I hope he fails, even though I know he won't.
That's the thing.
He's good.
I like that type of stuff because I think he's genuinely crazy. And the fact that he believes that. I would go size guy, and I would go probably like Vince Wilfork or something like that.
Yeah, because you don't want him taking up too much
You
room.
might have snacks, though. You might need them.
He might have
Do you
snacks.
think he just walks around with snacks?
Yes, have you seen Vince Wilfork? He's probably got like a baby back rib.
All due
on his
respect,
back.
I can call him a fat guy, right?
Yes, you can call him a fat man.
Like
Yes.
objectively fat. Do fat people just walk around with snacks?
You ever seen
you
heavyweights? They hide it in the beds.
Bro, I
They
saw
hide it in their
a dude at
pillowcase.
the Eagles preseason game that had just like Funyuns in his pocket, like the full bag in the cargo shorts pocket.
You gotta not let those sugar levels get
He's a
low.
large
You know
man.
what I mean?
Okay, fair
All
enough.
right, what's next?
All right, so apparently there was a game yesterday. I wouldn't know until I was trying to watch my 6 o'clock nightly news, and just to get depressed. And I got even more depressed because the Little League World Series was on. I'm just kidding,
It
guys.
was amazing.
Yesterday, final bunt. There was guy didn't cover first base. I'm going to play the final call for all the people that did not hear it. It was a good one.
Well, they bunt Alexander with the runner at second base, Norton. He gets it down. Oh, it's perfect. They throw it away. Right there, he's going to win the Little League World Series championship.
Yeah, it was amazing, dude. Like, that was electric. That entire game, they're down 1-0 going into the last inning. 2 outs, and they tie it. The pitcher cuts off the throw home. Would have been a bang-bang play at the plate. These kids are 12 years old, living maybe the best moments of their sporting lives.
Well, what about the other
people
side?
like you and John Kincade and Tom Alvord are anti-youth happiness and youth sports. And you know what? Yeah, the other side, they lost. It's a great learning experience for them, and they got further than so many other kids did.
You're not first or last, but that Chinese
That's not
Taipei
true. You could be third, fourth, hell, you could even be fifth.
That Chinese Taipei was the 9th time that team has made it, that Little League has made it to the World Series championship game. They're 0-9. So they're going home sad every time.
No,
or Chinese Taipei is the country.
The Florida team
was the Florida team.
0-8.
Okay, that's who it was.
But then they won. Yeah, so that was their first win.
Dude, like, could you imagine walking back into the first day of 6th grade after walking off
That's
the Little
what I'm
League World
saying.
Series? Like, that's got to be the greatest day of that kid's
Yeah,
life.
and then little Johnny, who's 9th in the lineup, never grows an inch again, can't play on 90-foot bases. And
That's
his
the
life is
point.
ruined.
That's the
It
point,
may have been
Brendan.
the best
No,
moment
it's
of
not.
his life.
Your life's not ruined. It's a great...
Like, dude, it's
So dumb.
great. And it's just the purity of the sport. I get it. They're on TV and like some other stuff. Like John, the coaches try to take the moment when they're mic'd up. They're not getting paid. These guys are all volunteers. Like, it's amazing what they do.
I will say I wish it did not end on a bunt with an error. But that being said,
it's electric.
Still a great moment.
And by the way, Chinese Taipei is like perfect in the field, except for that one play,
and then just
couldn't get it done.
I was locked in back. The second the Phillies game came to an end, I was locked.
They were in the sixth inning as soon as that game, like the Phillies game ended. So you saw the comeback tie and then the extras.
Phillies ended. I put on NCAA 25. I got Chunas' tweet at me. Put that game on. Saw a bunt. Turned it off. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
You're the worst. I can't believe you don't like it that much. All right, what's next?
All right, main topic of today's show. I'll let the people hear it out there talking about the Eagles and the expectations. And do they like hearing all the great things about this Eagles offense?
Do you like hearing that this player is the best at or the best since? Do you like hearing that this team could be the best in the conference, the best in the division? They're a surefire lock. Do you like hearing that kind of stuff? Or do you try to keep yourself grounded and hesitate from getting overly excited?
I can't ground myself with this offense. I'm kind of there with Bill Colarulo. Like, I do think this is the best Eagles offense of all time. And I don't think there's another one that kind of comes to mind outside of 2022. 2004 Eagles, they had Terrell Owens and young Brian Westbrook and McNabb. And then they had Chad Lewis, L.J. Smith.
They also had a ridiculously good offensive line.
That's fair when you
Trey
count that
Thomas
into
and
it.
John Runyon on the tackle.
But I almost take an adequate offensive line and the weapons the Eagles have over that dominant offensive line. Maybe I'm wrong because it was the dominant offensive line in 2017. But I'm not here in the preseason. I'm not going to temper my expectations and say,
well, no, you
maybe.
shouldn't temper your expectations. I'm just wondering if people feel a certain type of way. So you're basically saying, like, oh, yeah, it's a stone cold lock. They haven't played a snap yet. And so
Fair.
I'm with you. I can project. I can speculate. I can look ahead and go, man, I don't see how this offense gets stopped. But the scheme could be horrible. We don't know. Like, what if the scheme
But
is
is
terrible?
that not because the players were good enough, or is it because I can't see A.J. Brown not having a season, Saquon Barkley? Like, they're all going to put up their numbers. If things go wrong, it's not because they weren't good enough. It's because something went drastically wrong with the head coach, the offensive coordinator, something like that. Like, I can't see the offense.
Here's the problem. It's very, again, we're talking strictly on paper, and it's basically Madden. Like, if you were to ask me, which Eagles offense would you want to play in any franchise history on Madden today, it would be this offense.
Easily.
Right? Like, I would like to, if you could create an offense, I would like to play this one.
I might go Michael Vick just because
with LaShawn and Deshaun. Yeah, I got you.
But the point stands. We're just thinking about on paper, like how talented this team should be. That's the conversation, not how talented they're going to be.
But I know that there are people that feel a certain type of way when we have that conversation. People felt that way when we were talking about the Phillies in July, when they weren't losing at all, right? Like, they were winning series after series after series. There were people during that conversation that were saying, whoa, you guys are getting a little ahead of yourself. They got to win something first. They got to do that. They got to do this. They got to keep this up. They have to beat real teams, even though they just swept the Dodgers when we had that conversation. They were saying that about that Phillies team then, back in July. I can't imagine those same people are thinking differently about the Eagles.
No, but some people are dreamers and some people aren't. And there's no right side of that conversation to be on. It's part of a life philosophy, and I think it extends to sports. Are you the type of person that likes to live in the now and evaluate things as they happen? Or are you the type of person that likes to look forward to what things could be? And again, there's no right side or wrong side to that. I don't know if it's a generational gap that decides that. I don't know if it's your personality, just who you are as an individual. But those people who don't want to dream past what they know right now to be sure are not going to see it that way.
Right. I wonder if the people who are the wake me up when are the ones that won't speculate